And we're back.
We back.
And we're back.
Yes, sir.
Okay, microphone test 1 2 1 2. This is the Other Room podcast, live and direct from BKK, Thailand.
Yes, sir.
This is our first episode, and we are your host. I'm Joel, aka Authority.
My name is Anthony. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year. So
we're back.
Back for the fourth episode of the new year, 2018. It's gonna be
it's gonna be a
year.
real good year, man. A lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a lot of contents coming up. It's a huge year for our different lives too. Like, times to make really great strides in life.
And again, I think we're going to launch something.
Yeah, for sure.
We're
Just
gonna
keep
launch
it
something,
suspense.
yeah. So we're not gonna say anything yet, but just look out for that. We're gonna launch something very good, and it's gonna be really, really good. So what do we have today? What do we have to talk about, Tony?
All right, sure. We always have Twitter gist and whatnot and every other thing that's
What's
happening.
going on Twitter?
Yeah. Before that, like, let's just talk about something I really think it's kind of bothering me because it's starting to like come up really often right now.
Okay.
Because like I've seen YouTube videos, I've read articles and blog posts about, and also I saw it on Twitter recently about Kenyan men. Like there's this new animosity or hate towards Nigerian men
Okay.
by Kenyan men because of their women or whatnot. So I really want us to talk about that and share our thoughts about what's happening there. So what do you think about it? Because I'm sure you've seen the video.
Yeah, I've seen the video. I've been so concerned about the whole thing, But come to think of it, tell me which African country their man is not hating on the Nigerians.
Yeah, Ghana.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
You know,
No,
like the thing with Ghanaians is that the only problem Ghanaians have with Nigerians is jollof. It's jollof rice arguments and
not only that. I will start with Ghana. A friend of mine, she came from Holland. Just like, why Ghanaian never likes Nigerians? I was like, I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe it's
never
because
heard
of
of that.
Yeah. She told me like they always complain about Nigerians spending too much for girls and things like that. It happens all over. Those are the Ghanaians and the Nigerians living abroad, not even living in their various country,
yeah.
If we'll talk about Ghana, Ghanaians still hate Nigerians. They always say we can't speak.
Well, I don't agree with that.
No, we don't know how to speak good English, and it's like there's
I
a
don't
lot of
agree
things.
with that.
And talking about the guys from Kenya, I think they're just being so jealous. I don't know exactly where the hate is coming from. I don't know, but if they are girls, it's like in the dick. There's nothing you can do about that. You just have to deal with it. Just have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do. Like it's not a race. I know it's kind of difficult being Nigerians, There's some of us who are really going out of the line, like doing.
Yeah, it's really difficult being a Nigerian.
It's
Trust me.
quite hard, and if you're a reasonable person, you know. Sometimes they have the right to hate. There's nothing you can do about it.
No, there's never a right to hate. Like,
okay, well, when I say they have the right to hate, is because some of our brothers in Kenya, they are really crossing the line.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They're
But
crossing the line.
like,
And not only in Kenya, I think it's everywhere. We can say that even in Thailand.
sure, like there are Nigerians all over the world who are committing crimes in different places, and at the same time, I don't think crime is relative to Nigerian.
No,
to Nigerian
Nigerian
guys or girls.
Everybody.
The thing is, everybody or anybody from anywhere can commit crimes, but it's just that it gets bloated by the media and it gets amplified and it leads to animosity and hate and these kind of feelings towards people. But then, like the way Kenyan men are trying to make it seem like, oh, they are holy or whatnot, then it just kind of just give me this opinion of
I think the genesis of the thing that is happening in Kenya is because of the guys don't like the way the Nigerians are taking over their ladies.
Okay,
That's
let me
the genesis of the problem. That is just
sure, that's it.
issue.
Like, I have not really seen Kenyan women like complaining about, oh, Nigerian women are taking our girls or whatnot, because then like there's no point making the argument, right? Because it's the opposite gender.
Yeah,
but it's usually the men who are making the argument that, oh, Nigerian men are taking out women, oh, we hate Nigerian men. And the YouTube video, like the video all over social media that I've seen, like the first one I've seen that I saw like months back, The guy was saying, "Oh, this Nigerian men come and take our Kenyan women." I think his name is, I don't know,
I think I
whatever,
saw the
man. I
video
don't,
and he was
yeah,
talking about colognes and they
yeah. It
only
was like,
spend so
oh,
much money on colognes
they
and
come into our country, they take our women, they spend so much money on cologne and whatnot. And the thing is, generally, off of the things I've read, like, because when these things happen, there are usually different opinions.
yeah.
And I feel like first, his hatred or feelings towards Nigeria in a negative and bad way is built off of, maybe I'll say, fear of the unknown.
Yes.
Like, and there's this saying that traveling, like traveling all over the world, like, it helps to defeat ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah.
And my opinion of Kenyans is based off of the Kenyans I've met being here in Thailand. So I've never been to Kenya.
Yeah.
So, and the impression they've given me is that they're nice people, both guys and girls. So I feel like for him, his impression of Nigeria is confined to his country and the things he's just seen around him.
Yeah.
Which is not really reality. And then it becomes really subjective because he feels hurt that he cannot man up to the
enough
kind of
to
things.
talk to the girls.
And if you talk to a lot of Africans about Nigerian men, they'll tell you, oh, they are too flamboyant. What's the problem with being flamboyant?
But the point is, most of Africans, they accuse the Nigerians of being flamboyant or flamboyant and overconfident, right?
Yeah.
And they celebrate Americans of the same thing if they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it just begs the question by Martin Luther King that who is it, Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, that who taught you to hate? Because then at the same time we are all brothers, right? Like we are the same skin, we have the same skin color, we have the same race,
and the point is when you travel abroad, the government, like the people over there, doesn't even know if you're Kenyan, if you're Nigerians, if you're Ghanaian, if you're
just black. So
you as black as anything. So you will be generalized for the same issue. So stop hating on your own fellow African brothers just because they are doing something you couldn't do. If you want to experience such life, go to Nigeria. Do the same thing the Nigerians are doing in Kenya. Go over there, do the same thing to our girls. If they fall for you, so be it. If they don't, just have to handle it.
And in his diatribe, that's what I'll call it a diatribe. Like he said, "Oh, Nigerian women are ugly or whatnot." But the thing is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
He is stupid for saying that.
So I don't really know how to respond to that because it's pretty subjective. Like what's beautiful to you might not be beautiful to me. And he said like the last beautiful Nigerian woman he's seen is Rita Dominic.
That is the most.
Okay, at least there's one that's beautiful to him.
Can you see? Like that is why we have different idea of beautiful. Like beauty is quite different. Like I don't see that. Sorry to say this, Rita Dominic is not as beautiful as he thinks she is. You know, like I'm not saying she's not beautiful. She's beautiful, but to me, like, I have my own opinion of what I mean by when someone is beautiful. So, and if you ask me to name top 10 Nigerian artists who are beautiful, I think for sure Rita Dominic is not part of them. Might make to my top 20, but she's probably not.
What I can take from this is that I think it's built off of hate. That okay, these guys, they come into our country, they ball.
Yeah.
Like they do stuff that we can't
do. Yeah.
And take it or leave it. Like we all know in Africa there's a lot of patriarchy. But our own ideology of patriarchy is embedded in the fact that you must be able to take care of your significant other or your wife. Mm-hmm. You have to be the breadwinner or the provider of family. Yeah. And I think a lot of Nigerian youths or a lot of Nigerian men take that mentality, and when they go out,
we take that to heart.
And when they date girls from different other races or from different other countries, they tend to like treat them according to these tenets of our traditions, of our culture, and I think these guys, like these Kenyan guys that hate Nigerian guys, is because they cannot provide for them. and yeah, it's because they cannot man up to be able to provide for their own women. So, and the Nigerian guys can provide for them. So they feel threatened.
And let me remind them again, the Kenyan guys, like even here in Thailand, the Kenyan girls always want to date the Nigerians.
That's a fact.
This is not only happening in Kenya. It's happening all over the world. Like it's like they want to date the Nigerians because they know we can take care of them. Not only taking care of them, we respect them as a woman. We make them feel like a woman too. So I don't know if you can decode what I'm saying.
So we just as simple as saying like you need to do better as a man. Be able to provide the basic needs.
They have to learn from Nigeria. They have to go to the Nigerian guys and learn like how do you do this? How you don't hate.
What's wrong with being flamboyant? Everybody wants a significant other that is at least flamboyant and okay, you say, oh, what these Nigerian guys in Kenya do is they just wear colognes. Man, it costs money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it costs money to smell good.
At least you should go get one and see if
smelling good is a good business, yo.
It's not only in Kenya. Even here,
so
we're doing that.
The thing is, why would a woman? And again, why would you hate on the choice that a woman is making? Like you don't live her life or by her standards. So if she feels like she wants to be with someone who's fly, who's flamboyant, who smells good, who's fashionable, who's stylish, then who are you to question her choices?
And who can take her to a restaurant and pay for the meal?
Personally, it doesn't really get to me, this hate, because I feel like these guys are definitely doing something right that you can't do. That's why you feel threatened. That's why you feel certain hate towards them. And maybe someone is just took your girlfriend from you, so you feel like the best way to do it is just to hate.
Just go on Facebook or make a video and hate, and you just show your ignorance.
And the reason why we're actually having this conversation is not because we should actually be responding to this, but we are looking at what developing hate and animosity towards Nigerian men in Kenya can lead to. It can actually lead to a situation whereby you have Nigerian men being murdered or being victims of mob attacks because it'd be like, oh, we need to get them out of our country. And so then it leads to like a level of xenophobia out there. So we just feel like we're looking at the bigger picture. That's why we're having this conversation. Because now that there's this hate towards Nigerian men because they treat their women better. So we just feel the need to address it. And one of the things I read from one of the Kenyan women is that Nigerian men are very romantic. And I've seen it on Google too. So it just tells you like you need to step your game up. Like you need to be romantic. You Kenyan man, yo.
There was a video on was it on Instagram or on Facebook that someone shared in our group of a pastor preaching about how good Nigerian men are.
Oh yeah. I saw the female pastor, right?
The female pastor preaching about how good, and dude, you just stop hating. That don't hate. If you want to learn how to bowl, we can actually teach you. Yeah, so just write full article, like or make a video tutorial on how to be fly, on how to talk to Kenyan girls as a Kenyan guy. So you can just basically just learn from us. You don't have to hate. And the hate is not only to Kenya. Even in South Africa, they're doing the same thing. Mostly, like almost all the African countries, they're just hating on Nigerians, and which is not good. We don't even think about the other African,
especially guys. for Kenyan men. Like if you really develop this hate to the extent whereby you're putting it up in public forums that you hate Nigerian men, it just shows that you have low self-esteem.
Yeah,
that's what it shows, and you just need to be a better person and let your women be able to see that, and that preference and the choice will be theirs.
I don't know, like you can do everything. You can make video as much as you like. There's one thing you cannot do and you cannot change. You cannot make a choice for the female. Definitely you cannot tell them who to love or who to follow, because they're old enough to make their choice. As long as the Nigerians are not raping them, or as the Nigerians are not like randomly kidnapping them and forcing them into a relationship, if they are making the choice by themselves, so you just have to let it go. You just have to deal with it. There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. And not only to only Kenyan guys, even other African country guys that are
Yeah, mainly, yeah,
hating on
mainly
Nigerians.
South Africans too. I don't even know
So
which one is even higher. If it's the hate South African men has towards Nigerian men, or the ones from
and
the
and, and,
Kenyans.
and the problem is those Nigerian guys are coming over to your country and do better. They're living good lives. They're making money. Just have to
They
learn
feel
from them.
threatened, bro. They feel threatened. You guys are feeling threatened. You
Then
Kenya
go to
fucking
Nigeria
ass
and do the same
motherfuckers.
thing. Just replicate the same thing. Go to Nigeria, make money, flirt with our fuck about girls. We don't give a shit. Just go over there and do better than Nigerians, and you will have a lot of pussy coming your way. And there will be there's gonna be zero Nigerians making videos or making YouTube or anything talking about how Kenyan or how Ghanaian come over to our country to take our girls. We don't roll like that, right? If we see you balling like you taking our girls, we just want to improve ourselves and do better.
And,
We gotta come back full. Like, no, you can't be here taking our girls. You can't be here spending. We want to spend too.
and the catch in all of this is that even as much as these guys try to profess their hate towards Nigerian men on social media, their women will actually wants to see like, okay, what's even the big deal with these Nigerian guys? So at the end of the day, it's like
promoting us,
it's something that it has a reverse effect at the end of the day, because it's like an unintentional promotion, like,
yeah.
towards Nigerian men. So I just don't feel like as Africans we need to be hating on each other. Like,
No,
as
we
men,
don't. We don't. Need
we're
that.
already disadvantaged as black people. So we just need to be able to like strengthen each other and help each other. And I don't see why you should question the choices that
A female is making.
your Kenyan women are making in terms of who they decide to sleep with. So now, if they decide to like choose Western men over Africans, does that mean you're also going to be hating on Western men, or is it just a Nigerian thing that hate those Nigerians,
Trust me, I think
kick them out
it's,
of our
it's
country
just
or
the
whatnot?
Nigerian things, and they feel threatened.
And at the same time, too, Nigerian men needs to do better. Like, I've read stories of the things like guys are doing out there in Nairobi and other places. So we definitely should be able to condemn those actions.
Oh
But
yeah, like
it's not a representation of who Nigerians are, or who the law-abiding citizens of Nigerians are in Kenya.
yeah, I think some Nigerians are really fucking up. Like, you can't go to someone's country and
And you start to mess it all up.
think that is your country and you can do whatever you want. You don't roll like that. You have to obey the rules and regulations. You have to follow the laws, and you can't just go out there just because they have money to spend. You will be intimidating people with your money or trying to impress girls with money. Take them to home, take them from club back home and gang rape. Fuck them. You don't do that.
Yeah.
That is not. That is not good. That is like it's. I know Nigerians are not brought up that way, and if you're out there doing that, that means you're stupid and you're fucking idiot, and you just have to stop, right? You have to stop. If you're man enough, go to any girl you like, approach them, they follow you, so be it. If they don't, let them go.
No,
So
like,
you don't have
for
to
me, I'm cool with Kenyans. Like, I don't have problem with Kenyans. Like, I got Kenyan friends out here, like guys and girls. So I'm cool with them. And I feel like for them, it's because they are exposed. They've been able to get out of their
countries.
comfort zone,
Yeah.
their country, and be able to like see other traditions and cultures and be able to live with it. And for these guys who just sit back in Nairobi and
making video.
making these statements and these videos on social media, they probably just need to get out and be able to like see the world.
Yeah, explore.
And maybe their
explore the
perspective will
world.
actually change on interracial
It will definitely change.
or whatever
Because
kind of
if you
dating.
travel to another country and you still see your ladies, the Kenyans, woman following Nigerians, then you will know this is not like, it's not happening only in Kenya, it's happening all over the world.
I think it's a matter of choice. Like, why should you dictate the choice of an independent person who's an adult for them on who they choose to date and who they choose not to date? I think that's that's the argument that trumps every other argument we're trying to make here.
It's just pure ignorant. It's just pure ignorant. You don't make choice for. There's no way I'm going to be tripping over a Nigerian girl dating someone else.
There's no way there's just no way it's happening.
Just let it be, man.
Because at the end of the day, why would you choose what a person likes or what the person does not like? And if you're trying to make the argument that why are these people so much in love with Nigerians, then definitely it shows that you don't respect the choices of other people.
Yeah.
And when you don't respect the choices of other people, then it shows how tolerant you are as a person. So I think in that regard, the Kenyan man needs to
And
do
now
better.
they're making video. He's making video and going on social media, on public platform to profess his hate towards Nigerians. And the government is making I think they declare something like
If you marry a Kenyan, then you get some kind of benefit.
You see,
or
I don't know what is going on over there. I haven't been to Kenya yet, but I don't know, because if you're coming out hating publicly and the government is doing otherwise, that means the population of the lady there is more over the guys, and probably the girls over there prefer dating foreigners.
I think I've read a research or some sort of article online that says that Kenyan women prefer dating foreigners, right? Especially people outside of East Africa. So that there's already a social phenomenon that they prefer to date people out of their own zone to be able to just maybe a different culture or whatnot. So if they choose to date Nigerian or West Africans, then it already just fits into the research that has already been written about this social phenomenon. And also there's a policy by the government like to encourage interracial or interethnic marriage with other Africans or other races. And then you are online like preaching hate and whatnot. Like you need to do something with your life, nigga.
You just have to travel out of your comfort zone, go somewhere else, experience, like just try to meet new people, because I think your life is kind of boring and shit.
Exactly, right? Like,
because, dude, if you have something you're doing, you won't even think about who is dating who.
And the thing is,
it's idleness.
Kenyan women dating Nigerian men is more nuanced than you actually want to talk about, because there are different angles and different reasons to why a person makes those choices. Yeah. So enough of the negative energy. Let's just move on to like something else, because I'm not all about hate in 2018. No way.
Let's embrace the fact that if you're doing good, woman will always come for you.
Hell yeah.
Nobody want to date a loser, and you don't have to be like out there trying to win by hating on people. You win, go out the street, make money, hustle hard, impress, dress nice, use the colognes, and just do everything you're preaching. Like you actually going against. If you think Nigerians are living good, flamboyant life, go out there, live like that, right, and see the result.
And the funny thing is that nigga really feels bad or hates the fact that Nigerians are wearing colognes, and their women likes that.
I don't know. Some people just love to smell bad. If you're in that category, you don't want to use colognes, fuck you. You should just go get something. No girls want to date a guy that smells really bad.
So yeah,
so you have to take care of yourself, not only like dressing nice. You have to smell good as well, because over here, if you ain't smelling good, you ain't got no pussy.
Yes, sir.
So let's forget about the Kenyan shit. So we should just move on with that bullshit.
Let's talk about something that happened in Nigeria, like just over like last year, like just before the new year. Okay. So I think this kind of blew up a little bit on social media. At first it was on Twitter, because I saw it on Twitter, then I saw it on Instagram. So I don't really do Facebook, so I don't know if you made it to Facebook. So it was...
Yeah, I saw some clip on Facebook too.
So yeah, it was from like during the last episode of the Other Room podcast, we talked about the different shows in town, like Olamide's Oli's concert.
Davido.
Then we'll talk about 30 Billion concert by Davido, and then the Star Wars show. So those were like the highlights of 2017 or 2017, and then how those guys embraced each other on stage. So Orishfemi went on Twitter, and he tweeted like all them shaku event, and that's not really specific, so people can actually say whatever they want
together.
That was on December 28th. Then on December 30th, he made it at least more concrete when he said, "My wedding ceremony ON 2017, Carry Go, still the best. All the comments still never change the fact. Oh, okay. Okay, here is actually the main one. That's the controversial tweet. He said, all them shows put together, not even loud like my wedding ceremony. Now
Femi,
confirm yeah.
Femi, shut up. Just shut
You
the fuck
grew
up.
up with him, so
Yeah,
just
dude,
stop.
dude, just stop that bullshit. The point is, you salty because you're not invited to any of those shows. That's where the hate is coming from. Because if Davido or which kid invited you to the show to perform in any of those shows, you won't be out there saying who know your wedding, who you invite, how many people go.
I didn't even know like he had a wedding or what.
Nobody.
And he's trying to make it seem like
we heard about Banky W wedding.
That's like the biggest wedding of 2017.
And his wedding was like same day or the a week after
I don't even
Banky's
know.
wedding.
Like I don't even know. Like nigga, I don't
I
care
know,
about.
I know you're trying to be relevant, and I know, dude, I respect your hustle. I know you're from childhood. Like your dad's house, my uncle's house is like if you still remember this face now, Joel, now they talk so. Right? I dude, you just have to stop this bullshit. And even in AJ, nobody's feeling what he said because there's a group on Facebook, AJ group, and everybody was condemning you for going out and say that you be our own, but we expect you to do better. Everybody is rooting for you, but not stupidly.
Yeah,
right.
Sure. Fact. Like
just if you make a mistake, they will be the first one to condemn you. If you're doing good, they will be the first one to
cheer you
and to celebrate you. So you just have to make the right choice. And to me, what that sounds like is like you're getting hurt because you're not invited to any of those shows.
Yeah.
That's just it. And if you're doing that just because you're not invited, it's just showing how immature you are. Right? Just have to respect the fact that those shows were the shows last year.
No, those shows were like the biggest shows.
That was the biggest show, and the biggest thing happened on Davido's shows. Brought Wizkid over the stage.
Yeah, Wizkid and Davido's show, then Olamide. Those three shows were like the best. And
dude,
right before that, we had like the Fino Fest too. So for you to now just come out and be like, put all the shows together, it wasn't even as loud as my wedding.
You don't make, dude. You know, if you are hated and you beg people to hate you more, you don't make any friends in the industry.
In all of this concert, there have been points in each of these that became even controversial and even louder than his so-called wedding. Imagine when Olamide invited Yomi Sass
to the stage, right?
To Oli Fest. And people were like condemning him. That already blew up on social media, even bigger than your wedding, because people felt like
nobody was talking about his wedding on social media.
Yeah, like people felt like we were talking about police brutality, and this is one of the agents, and this is one of the people involved in this brutality, and you're bringing it up, and you're saying you're from the street and you support the street. So people felt it was kind of contradictory for him to support Yomi Sass. That controversy alone was even bigger than your wedding. Like people were talking about that.
Talking about wedding, we're talking about that entire career.
So then the unification of Wizkid and Davido on stage, that was like the highlight or the apex of 2017.
And not only that, and Davido also invited the Don Jazzy.
Oh yeah, on, man. Yeah. That's true.
Don Jazzy, the band, and all the Mohit
record. Like
come on, Femi.
It was a beauty. It was a beauty to behold. Like, oh, these guys all like put their differences aside to just entertain the fans. That was like big thing on social media.
You know what I know?
And dude, nigga, be like, my wedding was louder.
No, you over exaggerating your career.
Come on, man.
Fuck that shit down.
And the problem with this is that I think Nigeria needs to do better now that we need to be able to keep track of engagement of these things, right? Of this activity, like be able to have the ratings and the numbers, so that way we can easily just shoot down very silly arguments or controversial tweets this.
First of all, nobody's talking about Femi's wedding. Nobody. Yeah? I didn't even hear about it. I come across the video where they interview the wife and him. They're talking about the wedding. After that, I don't know anything. Now, most of the friends back in the AJ that's still on my Facebook friends list, I don't even see any of them taking photo of that event. That means even your people, your childhood people, don't even know how big your own event is, and then
Nah,
you're out there on social media,
they didn't fuck with him. Like, they didn't care about his wedding. So
yeah, like to me, I think he's a sellout. I would say this, Santa Claire, Femi, you are a sellout. You know why I stopped fucking with you, and I'm gonna say this. And shout out to TJ. He knows about this shit. After this nigga started making a little bit of money, he moved out of AG, moved to what's this place? Cray. Then we met at we met in a club in Apapa. And nigga pretend that he didn't even know us. This is the guy that's like, dude, come on, man. Your first album, the first album, I was one of the first person in your room, your brother's room, Bros Marbo's room, to listen to this album before the album
went out.
For release.
That should be like the jungle when he was still jungle, right?
With Chibudo.
Yeah.
Now, and for you to pretend as if you don't even know me just because you are getting famous, that is, come on, man. And
at the end of the day, everyone is doing good. So
the first show you ever had in Ondo State, I was one of the organizers. Right? Dude, everybody's doing good. I was doing great then. I was doing okay. And I know you were doing okay too, but we just have to respect the fact that we once know each other.
Yeah.
Not just ordinary people. This is your dad's house. This is my uncle's house. I know all your family, your dad, all your your brothers, your siblings. I know everybody. They knew me too. But you pretend like you don't even. Dude, come on, man. You can do better, man. And a lot of people are complaining about the same thing too.
Yeah, like, really, I won't really want to take people's complaint, like, in the sense that you can't, like, there's this Yoruba proverb that 20 kids can't play together for 20 years. Definitely, like, he has to move out of.
I know, like, even though when you moved out and you see people you grow up with,
but you still gotta appreciate the food where you come from. You gotta represent.
A simple hi is not gonna kill nobody. Like, just say hi, how far within the how they go, just like that, man. You just don't need to form. And again, this Kole that he had a song with, second album or third album, the guy, this album, like we go flog politician Koboko.
Yeah.
The album, he featured a guy. He used to be my high school friend, and then after I met him in one club in Apapa, he was like trying to give me a lowdown on how Femi treated him and how everything went. I was like, wow. So I was like, you don't treat people like that just because you want to. You don't take advantage of people just like that. And the same way you take advantage of Chibudo. Now, everybody's complaining about this, right? They're not asking you to, like, they don't want to stay with you forever. They need their own freedom. They can make a song on their own, but just, like, royalty is really important. And I think there's loyal. Those are the people who made you famous. Like, they appear in your song and they make an impact on every album, but you just have to respect them. I don't know, man. You just have to do better. Just have to do better, man. And nobody give a shit about your wedding.
Yeah, because, like, the moment he it was kind of controversial in the sense that the moment he posted that, tweets just went at him. Like, there was a lot of cursing and there were a lot of abusive words that people were hurling at him because, like, if you look at Davido and Whiskey, they have what I'll say maybe a cult followership that people just follow them, like they just don't care about. Okay. And if you're coming for them, then be ready for trouble. And even apart from that, clearly you're very wrong in this. Like, there is no need to actually make a comparison between their shows and your wedding. Like, man, be happy you're married and be happy with your wife. Why do you have to actually make a comparison between your lifetime choice and a banal event that just lasted maybe 3-4 hours?
And again, he was on Twitter going at people saying something bad about him.
On Instagram.
On Instagram or on Twitter.
He was on Instagram. He was responding to what someone said about his wife. Like, people are going to say really horrible stuff to you, like online, because they're behind the keyboard. So
you don't even know who is who.
Yeah, they don't care about your feelings. They're going to say things, but then the discretion is yours to be like, I'll just pass this over. Because you're passing it over doesn't mean you are weak or you don't know what to say.
And considering your status in society, like you're famous, you're a superstar, you're a celebrity, so you don't comment or you don't reply to everything people say about you. All right, that is one part of being celebrity, or your ability to be able to handle fame, right? Because if you think you just have to respond to everything people says about you, you're gonna put yourself in a very big trouble, and you're gonna be like in a very wrong side of this of the event. So you just have to sometimes have to keep your calm, relax, let it go. Just let people going to say something bad about you. You really don't have to be famous before people say something about you. People made up stories. People say something that are not true, you know. So, but your ability to control yourself, to control your anger, to be relaxed during this period, that's what defines you. So you don't have to just jump at any tweet or any comment.
You don't have to feed into the negativity. But here it is. You're even the one who is creating negativity, because
he created the controversy.
Davido, Olamide, and Whiskey, they don't even care about your feelings or whatnot. They just had their shows, they're happy and everything.
Yeah, the show was good.
And then all of a sudden you just
all the comments.
Like, there are artists too who are as big as you are, who were invited, and they just didn't make anything out of it.
But the point is, like I said earlier, Femi, he was hot because he wasn't invited to any of those events, and he considered himself to be really big in the industry.
Yeah.
So, and for the fact that nobody invited him, not Davido, or not Whiskey, not Olamide, not any of those shows, shows that maybe they think he's not up to their level. And to say the fact you're not up to their level, they're not like, it's like hierarchy. The hierarchy is like those guys are far above you.
Definitely,
they're far above you, and there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait for your time. You started right from bottoms, like we know how you started, right? You started from Ajegule, and now you see where you are. You should be happy about that, man. You should be happy about your progress.
Because how many artists get to make it out of AJ?
Like during the period,
even the peak period of AJ music,
when he recorded dropped his first album, African Shana dropped that time. African Shana was like and Downfall Driver. Yeah. They were like the people who are really making the move.
Yeah.
Right? But we know Femi was like this dude can sing.
He like he was the next. Yeah,
he was like, now after that, where's African China now? Where's Downfall Driver? You're the one who is still like everybody still you still like respecting you because you rap.
Femi started like in Junglies maybe back in like 2004 or 2003.
It's been long,
and it's been like 14, 13 years, and he's still relevant.
You should be appreciative of that. Exactly. Man. You should be just like be happy. You don't have to go out making and one of the AJ group they said like the greatest artist that ever came out of AJ's was Daddy Shoki.
Yeah.
Just because you go out there and do something stupid, you should be at the same level with Daddy Shoki. You're doing great. That the Shoki fame only lasted for how many years?
Maybe 4 or 5 years. And
but you've been around for...
But he created the path for other guys, Marvelous Benji.
Yeah, not only that, even Baba Frayo then.
Yeah.
You just have to appreciate the moment, appreciate the love you get. You don't have to go at the trying to force people to hate you. I'm not going to hate you, though. I'm still going to root for you forever, man. Because I know how much work you put into your career. I know how... Even during that period that your dad wanted you to go to school, but you always skip and do like focusing on your music. I appreciate that. Everybody who knows you knows that you really you put in work, right? But you going out there, you're supposed to be the guy of the people, representing the people. Just do your own thing. Just keep going, but you get distracted and trying to say that you are who you're not. We know who you are. You are Femi.
So let's just move away from that a little bit and talk about something quite different. So I stumbled upon this on Twitter because I'm usually active on Twitter at Grooving Tony.
Though I'm trying to keep up, it's too much work, man. No,
So it's been like maybe a couple of weeks ago. Then I've been seeing on Rugged Man page. Though I'm not following Rugged Man, but I've been to his Twitter page a couple of times. So I've been seeing like these artists, telcos, whatnot, and I've been seeing this campaign. So I decided to pay at least a little more attention to it. Then I feel like there's been a couple of voices that have been speaking on this telcos drama. That's Rugged Man has been pushing it. We have LD the Don has added his voice. Then I saw like an appearance at a house hearing by the Banj, then Emeka Ike and some other people. So then I decided to pay more attention to it. I will close that. Yeah. So what happened is this. I discovered that according to the claims by the campaign is that the telecoms are telecommunication companies. That is Airtel, Glow, MTN, and these other Etisalat and these other companies. So when they use the ringtone, when they use artist music or soundtrack,
a song
for as ringtones or callback or whatnot, for people to listen to when you call or for people to be able to download. The telecommunication companies take 70%.
70%.
While the artists take 30%.
And the artists still have to share with the management, and the label.
Here's the problem. So, and now when the artists take 30%, they have to share with the label, songwriters, composers, producers, and everything, which is part of the royalty system. So, and I think that's been going on for a while, according to the things I've read and the petition. So there's actually a hearing by the National Assembly where artists and content creators and creative writers are starting to like come up and challenge this trend whereby they are being shortchanged by the telecoms company. And I feel like there's a need for us to also add our voice to this, because you can't have people who are creating content taking peanuts while the telecom company, which are already corporate organizations that already own so much money, then taking 70% of this. And I think one of in the petition that I read, one of the things that I read is that there's already a statutory act within the National Assembly that says that the content creators should be earning more than the telecoms company. But I think people haven't really paid attention. And again, the artists have been made to sign agreements by the telecoms company before they can put their ringtones up there. So the claim now is that since these people have signed agreement, then the agreement trumps whatever the artist is trying to like fight for at this stage, because you already signed an agreement that we're taking 70% while you're taking 30%. But I think there's a new discovery that there's already a law that has been in place, but it just needs to be implemented and enforced, that these people takes lesser than the artist. So that's like the debate, and I actually want us to add our voice to it.
The point is, I'm not going to blame the telecoms company, because first of all, if the management or like the label, if they're smart enough, they should be able to read the contract. And it's more of what the label are doing to the artist that the telecom company are doing to the label as well.
Yeah.
Because you like imagine a label sign an artist to a 360 deal.
Yeah.
So how do you want the artist to feel? So it's like it's more of like a karma. You're doing something to the artist. Now it's a payback time. But come to think of it, like look at the larger picture. The point is, Nigerian telecom system, they are not only ripping off labels, or they're ripping off everybody, even the customers who pay for data and for credits and everything. There's like it's their thing. It's money. It's like return of investment over service. They rather make so much money and offer a shitty service than you having a good service while they're still making money. right?
Yeah.
But 70% is a killer deal. I don't know how on earth.
Exactly.
I don't know how on earth that is possible in Nigeria. And the point is, the artists, they started like talking about this, but they have been part of this. They know this from the start, from the get
I
go.
feel like a lot of the artists and labels were ignorant of what the established law already says about this, and I also feel like a lot of the times they feel they don't have the power to challenge this telecoms company because they are obviously bigger corporations and they are foreign owned, and a lot of them are listed on the New York Stock Exchange or the South African Stock Exchange. So they are big companies, and it's actually difficult as a pretty small label just somewhere in Nigeria than trying to fight against these multinational corporations. So oftentimes they just submit to the whims and caprices of this telecoms company. And now that there's been more knowledge about, okay, this is what the law says and this is what we can actually push for to be
But
implemented. So and
but
I feel like
do you think they have knowledge of the law, or they just come to realize that now
I've
we reach? Okay, look at people who are pushing for this. Do you see any upcoming artists or people who are not that famous or who are not making money pushing for this?
no,
No, because the point is,
they
even
don't have the platform.
it's not about platform. It's about, I want to make money. I need the money right now. Just like people who are agreed to
And the
sign
thing is,
a 360 degree
I feel
360
like
deal.
the reason there has been like a little bit of step back before now is that maybe the artists didn't really realize that the telecoms companies were making so much money from
Trust
this.
me, they know.
Because now the stats out there is like the telecoms company are making close to $15 billion yearly from this content.
Okay.
And how much are the artists making?
Let
They're
me give you an
making
instance.
peanuts.
Let me give you an instance. Right, the artist knows how much the telecom company are making from their caller tone or from their music. Why I say that is like, if you receive 30,000 naira as a royalty, right, from a particular ringtone, that means the artist is making the company is making 70 million, right, which is
Yeah.
like 70 million naira, right?
Yeah.
You know this from get going. But the point is, most of the artists that sign this contract, they're mostly they are new artists, right, and they need the money.
Yeah, exactly.
And the company label needs the money.
Yes.
And the people who are really pushing for this to change are the people who already made the money, who also made the same mistake.
Yeah.
Right? But you're not seeing the new
I
people
feel like
who are,
they're the right people to push
yeah, they are
for
the
it
right people
because-
to push for it, but they were once a victim of this thing. as well.
Exactly. That's why
Right.
they're pushing for it. And
Yeah.
big shout out to LD, the Don, Rugged Man, these other guys, and the bands that are putting in the effort to make sure the industry is better. And I feel like in one of the readings that I've done on this is that guys within the industry are pretty appreciative of the efforts of the telecoms company in the past to help develop the industry. But at this stage, people just be like, okay, let us actually examine this. You're making more than you invested in this industry. So then it's time for us to have our equitable share of this money. And it just doesn't make any
To
sense
me,
for
I think
telecoms company to be only 70%.
that is the right move. That is the right move to make. And I think the way the way Nigerian music industry is going is booming all over the world. People started learning, as they started like going abroad, learn about the system, right? Or come back home, or come back home and trying to make the music industry even more better and make it a world standard where people can actually make so much money from their content or from their from where they are what they are doing. But the point is, we're still lacking a little bit of things. Like, we're still pirating so much of these songs about the music. And again, most people that use someone's like that sample a particular artist on their own album don't even reference the artist or pay or clear the samples before the song is out. We still have a long way to go, but I think that is the first step to...
Definitely, there are a lot of issues in the industry that when it comes down to like copywriting, to royalties and these other things. But I feel like this comes to the forefront because a lot of these companies that are making this money are actually taking this money out of the country.
Yeah,
Because they are foreign owned and it's
company.
usually tax free. So a lot of this money don't even stay within the country. So we're losing foreign reserves.
But the problem is our government, they are not doing good. They are not doing great, because the point is, they know how much those companies are making.
Definitely.
They know how much they are making, and they knew they are ripping off the people. And like take for instance, like Etisalat, their internet subscription is a shit.
But Glow is even worse.
Yeah. So most of MTN too. My friend went back home. He came back. Was like, yo, bro, I can't even use internet. I went to MTN office to subscribe, and they said they are already out of subscription. Can you imagine that? Like, he went to buy a lot. Like, he couldn't even get a service from MTN for internet, right? And this is the person that over here the internet is connected 24/7, right?
Even when I went back home in May, right, last year, and I had maybe almost 10 gig of internet data, and I think I didn't use more than 3 gig before I got back, and a lot of that was used on streaming NBA games, because basically the internet doesn't even work.
See,
even when I'm in Lagos, in other cities, Ibadan, in Osun State,
and the government, they are not doing anything.
I started to feel like, is it my phone? Is there a problem with my phone, or what's happening that the internet is not working? Then I switched my SIM to a modem, to be able to use with my computer, and I still had the same problem. Then I just knew, like, the internet network is just shitty. That's it.
Yeah, and we have Minister of Information and Technology or something, and they're not even doing any. Those are things you're supposed to be looking at. But I think the government, they are also making a hell of money out of this whole thing.
It's a big step that artists are starting to feel like we should get what we deserve.
Yeah.
And I really support that. But let's see how far the House can actually help enforce this, implement it,
you know the problem. I think this is happening all over the world. The content creators, we are the ones suffering the most, right? You create content, and people make money out of your content. The same thing happens between Complex
and Joe Biden.
Yeah, you see, so they're making so much money, and immediately nigga said, "Yo, you have to pay me what I deserve." And there's it's like this nigga is wise. We can't keep him anymore, right?
Yeah, I think Dave Chappelle also had something very, very similar to that, even though he doesn't really want to give details
about it, when he left the contract.
Yeah, why he left his contract and moved over to South Africa. I think it just keeps happening because these companies just want to maximize so much profit without considerate of the feelings of content creators. But at the end of the day, everybody deserves an equitable share of whatever it is they are creating. But 30%, for artists, producers, content creators, and every other person, that's fine. Come on, man. That's a huge rip-off. Huge rip-off.
Thank God, I just have to thank God for myself, because if I'm in that position, I'm not going to sign that day. I will keep my song to myself, and I don't care how much.
The thing is,
the money,
you want these songs to be out there,
for
your fans, right? You want it to be accessible to everyone. So at the end of the day, you just feel like it's more of me giving it out there for my people to be able to get it. So when you don't actually sign these contracts and they don't have the rights to use these contents, it's more like you're depriving your fans of it. And nobody really wants to do that. That's why you see, like, artists, they readily go and upload some of their songs on SoundCloud, on YouTube, and other free platforms, as well as then it's available on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, and other places where people can pay for it. It's just more about it being very accessible to your fans. So I think that's what they look at most times, that they agree to this deal. But now that people have woken up and be like, okay, let's actually talk about this deal again, so like we don't become victims. So, and I think it's good that Rugged Man is part of people pushing for this, and it will benefit the Nigerian economy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of this money that these corporations are taking overseas back to where the headquarters of their corporations or their companies are, get to sit back in our
In our
country and
country,
sit
yeah.
within the
people.
artists or the content creators. And then it also takes people out of the street. People are employed and have jobs, and it helps the industry if you look at the bigger picture. So hopefully something good comes out of the ad hoc hearing by the
Yeah,
National Assembly.
I hope so too, and I hope
Yeah.
the National Assembly can just push for this to be accomplished, because this will really help not only the artist, it will help the record label as well, and it will help people who and it will give people more avenue to use the telecom platform, because there are a
Yeah.
lot of people who was like, oh, at least I can make a little bit of money out of this and their
Yeah,
songs, so, and they can push, they'll
definitely.
push for it. So
Yeah, at least even our boy Ray Jacko has his on some of
shout out to
Twitter.
Ray Jacko.
So yeah, so that's what's up.
Oh man, not easy. So what else? What do we have next?
Oh, it's a new year.
New Year,
so-
yo man, the New Year was I don't know how yours was, but my first, second, third, fifth was okay. I'm not going to complain. I don't have any complaint.
Okay.
I traveled out of the city. I lived the city life for like 3 or 4 days with my homeboy Marco. Shout out to Marco and his producer. We went to Koh Chang, the island.
Oh yeah.
So we went to, and you know what? Let me just cut this whole thing short. We went there. I was hoping, oh, it's gonna be like one boring trip,
Yeah.
stay in the hotel, drink, and we actually got there. And Marco's producer, he knew a lot of people there, most of his friends there. So it was like free food, free drink.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll
everything
take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, everything was free, and it was like, and you know what? I actually learned from that trip. It was like a lot of people who I met there. They're all backpackers. They are all foreigners from
Yeah.
all over the world, and they lived so happily. Like they spend so much money. Like some of them live on 300 baht in a day. They live in a guest house of 200 baht, and they eat like with 100 baht, and all you can see on their faces is smile. They feel so happy.
Yeah.
And we're out here in the city making life tough for ourselves.
Yeah, man.
Why people who like they leave their own country, travel all over, travel to another country, just decided to live happily.
That's exactly what. Just to piggyback to what we were talking about, like the last episode, I think episode 2 or 3, when we were talking about happiness being a very relative
Yes,
and
I think it's
subjective
like
thing,
episode 2.
and it's very abstract, because when you look at what's bringing happiness to some of these people out there, it's like being able to spend 300 baht on vacation a day and just having this feel of nature and being happy, compared to being in the city and spending maybe 1,500 or 1,500.
Feel sad,
1,600.
like
And-
it's still not okay.
Yeah, so someone is just happy being able to spend 300 baht, and you that have even much more, you might not have the same level of satisfaction and
Exactly.
happiness the person
Yeah.
has.
And I know what's so funny. Most of the restaurant, like the restaurant I ate from, which is like owned by Michael's producer friend, the food was so good. Like never, dude.
Thai
Like
food.
Thai food. Not only Thai food. You know, like it's a lot of foreigners, so they have
Yeah.
like their menu is so diverse. You know, they have various food, and everything I ate from pancake to Thai food to anything, it was so delicious that I'm like, holy shit. I think they should just move to and what's so funny is the owner of that restaurant actually moved from city to the island, and he owns like restaurant and guest house. And do you know how much he's paying for rent in a month for this guest house?
No.
He said, like according to what Marco producer says, that he's paying 7,000 baht per month.
For the guest house, which
For the
is
guest
like
house.
it's like $250 or $230.
Per month, and he's making 30,000 baht every day.
Damn, nigga.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
yeah.
So that's like you're paying $230 per month,
I'm making
and you're making
$1,000
$1,000 every day.
And there was this guy, there's this foreign guy. I think he's from Australia. He has been living in that guest house for I think 2 months. He's living like 200. They pay 200 baht every day, right? He's been living there for 2 months, and he started helping them there just to help them to serve customers and just for fun, just for free.
Yeah.
And he's not getting paid. He just feels so happy
Like
being there,
Yeah.
At the night, you just go to the next bar, buy beer, and beer is just 60 baht.
That's so cheap. That's like $2.
Baht, like everybody there was so happy, with like 1,000 baht, you can have the best night of your life there.
Man, I want to go there this week.
And life seems so easy there. Dude, I've been in the city, dude, in my house, like I have this allergy. I've been dealing with allergy for 3 years. And I went there and everything disappeared.
That's what I've been telling you. Like, you need to move from where you are, right? Because
everything disappeared. I was like, holy shit. So I've been like paying so much, living in the city, and I'm like, I want to live, I want to move, but who knows how many years I have left in this country. So signing another 1-year contract it might be.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I'm considering, So I think people, you really need to travel. Just like sometimes leave your city, like the city you are, just go to another city, just explore it, like experience new things and find happiness. If you overworking yourself, you overkilling yourself, you just have to go out and experience new things. And the funnest part, I'm not a fan of traveling around. I don't like sometimes when you guys travel to this, I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm not just a fan, but now I think this year I'm going to travel a lot. Yeah, this year I'm really going to move around Thailand a lot. I'm going to travel a lot.
Traveling is the antidote to ignorance. Like when you travel out, you get to meet other people, right? You get to like learn new traditions, cultures,
and everybody, like people from all over the world, from different countries, they like in one island. All of them are friends, and the locals loves them. Like they are with the locals and doing everything like their family, and everything looks so happy. I was like, oh, this is like another world. So I enjoyed my stay.
I didn't really have a good New Year's. Like, I think it's more like, for me, it's more of a mental thing in the sense that mentally, like, I'm glad, like, we're in the new year, right?
Calendar.
Like, that, okay, mindset, there's a reset of mindset that, okay, there has to be a new grind. And, I set new goals for the year. Like, I'm not setting any resolutions because fuck it.
No, fuck
it. So I'm just setting goals that, these are my goals for the year. Yeah. So once I can get it done, and every other thing that comes within the year is a plus.
It's a plus, yeah.
So, but medically, I'm not really fine because I've been sick for like 10 days. And
I think it's the weather
right now.
Yeah.
So the weather changes really right before the new year was like, it just kind of fuck up my system, and my immune system is kind of weak. So right now so I didn't really have a good new year. Like, I couldn't really drink. I couldn't really eat properly. I was just taking medicine, sleeping. Hardly could do anything.
I was eating so good.
Maybe the only thing that's fun for me was being able to like just watch NBA games. That was just it. Like right after Christmas, it's been so bad for me. Like
I think we're at this stage where Christmas, New Year doesn't really mean anything to us
it doesn't
anymore. But we just have to respect the tradition and how we were brought up, because if we were back home, it would be different stories.
Definitely.
Even though you don't want to get engaged or involved in the celebration, your family will put you. Yeah, the people, right? You'll be forced to do it. But here, it's just normal, and this country, they're not really a fan of Christmas or New Year, right? They have their own thing going on.
I think the good thing about New Year's living in Thailand is that, and one thing you appreciate more is that there is less traffic.
Oh,
so that's
because
just the
people
good part.
move out to the
their
province.
That's the benefit of being in the city during the New Year's, because most people have gone back up country and to meet their families, spend time.
At least for
just like
4 or 5 days.
People been to the beach and
4 or 5
to
days.
the islands. So
be traffic free.
The city is usually traffic free. You get to wherever you want to be. So it was easy for me to commute, and that feeling alone was just enough, and I was happy, And apart from that, I didn't really do much. Like, just sleeping, watching movies,
Yeah.
and
Even
and
like
then this thing Netflix Dave Chappelle's Netflix
yeah,
special dropped,
dude, I watched.
Equanimity and The Bird Revolution. So when those dropped, those were like the things I was
I
just
watched.
so immersed and engrossed in that I
I
was just
watched the
watching.
same the 2 episodes same day because I was so into it that I don't even want to leave my seat.
Yeah, like
And
it's really
again,
good
that
stuff.
was.
Really good stuff.
Are
Like
you watching this series? This is us.
no. You
Oh,
told me about it, but I haven't really
you
watched it.
really have to watch this.
I
I
got a
don't
lot of
know.
movies I need to
Yeah, now
catch up with.
they stop showing because I don't know they are on some 2 months break or something, and they're keeping me waiting so much. Dude, you really have to watch This Is Us. It's like it's one of my favorite for now. I've been like
Yeah, I've not
check
really
it
been
for every
watching
day. So
series and whatnot
I
for
watch
now.
series.
Like,
I watch series a lot. Like,
so
and
it's
so I came across this on someone's Twitter. And I want us to talk about it. She's a friend of this show, Alice.
yeah.
Yeah, she
Oh,
retweet. She's shout out to Alice. Alice, you are cited. Yeah, she's a friend of the show. She reposted something on Twitter and it says like, I know we all joke about the antics of our traditional African parents, but we really need to come to terms with how toxic their version of parenting can be. What do you think about that?
no, I think it's legit. It's like there are different sides to this argument. Like people might want to be like, oh, so now you're trying to act socially conscious and start to question the parenting skills of our
Of our
parents
parents.
or our families. But at the same time, you need to look at the dangers of the parenting skills of our family.
Yeah.
This why I'm saying this is that I see this a lot, and to an extent, I'm a victim of this. Like especially where your parents threaten you, and when they say abusive words to you or start to make comparisons between you and a certain person, it starts to diminish your value. It's a mental thing. You start to feel less of yourself. That pride you have, especially as a teenager growing up, those values starts to diminish. Especially depending on the kind of parents you have. Especially like for me, I felt like that part of parenting got me. But then I just had to grow up and then start reading and know the value of who I am and what I can actually do. So that's one part of African parenting that I do not agree with. But that does not mean that I entirely condemn the parenting skills of African parents.
Do you know I can never in any way or in any form go against African parents?
That's your opinion, but does that mean that
Wait,
you fully support every of the parenting decisions
listen,
that your
listen,
parent made in regards
listen.
to you growing up?
I believe they made the best decision. I don't know,
Absolutely.
but the thing is, my own point is, we Africans, right, and our parents values ethics. They
Yeah.
valued you growing up to be a responsible person.
Yeah, morals.
Right? They
Moral
value
values.
morals.
Yeah.
Right? They value a lot of things. And nowadays, why people are complaining and looking back on how our parents parented us was because of the new Western idea of parenting. And we can say the same thing just because when you do something wrong and your parent calls at you or she spank you or she do whatever just to correct your own mistake, but other parents are not doing the same thing and their own child grow up to be insulting. Like in the Western world, we see a son or a daughter insulting their own parent. Right? In Africa, you can't do that.
I think the tweet you actually read out,
Mm.
there was no specific scenario.
Yeah, I know, but we just have to create.
Painted.
Yeah, we just have to create the scenario. We have to
Exactly.
We have
In
to.
creating that scenario, that's why I created a specific scenario that I felt like, as a parent
But
in the future,
do you think
I will not diminish the value of my child.
Yes, but
by
the point.
comparing him to someone else.
Yeah, okay, you're talking about comparison, but why your parent will tell you, I compare you to this person so that you can learn from this person and adjust to the way they want it to adjust. Like both sides. You have your own story, your own part of the story, how you think that is working or affecting your own life, but they have a total opposite thing. They're just trying to make you see from other people's shoes. Like step into that shoe, see things, like okay, if you don't know how to read, your parents like, oh, you don't see your friend, he knows how to read, always read his book. They actually want you to learn. And there's nothing bad from learning
Definitely,
from people's life. And even when you grow up, you do the same thing. You examine people like what they're doing good. You want to imitate
definitely,
that.
but
That's exactly what the parents are trying to do.
You're saying it in the sense that you don't know how our African parents can be very abusive. Especially like when they say these things in our own local language.
Are they abusive or we're very stubborn?
It's not about being stubborn or whatnot.
It's stubborn, man.
That does not justify certain things that,
like what? If you don't do something wrong and your parents started hitting on you or treating you bad?
Things like, I think this is something that we're always going to disagree on. People, they're always
both ways.
They're always varying opinions about parenting and whatnot. Some people be like, "Oh, I'm not going to hit my child." Growing up as a child, I think being hit by my mom is one of the reasons why I turned out to be better.
Okay,
and
that's legit.
If my child does something that warrants being hit or being spanked,
I'm not going to hesitate.
Do that. I'm not going to hesitate for that. So, and there are people who believe that's not right, but there are always going to be different opinions when it comes to that. And I don't feel like this tweet actually talks about that. But at the same time, I feel
toxic parenting, that covers every aspect of parenting.
No, that's not a blanket generalization that all parenting skills or forms of parenting by African parents is toxic.
But they don't specify which part of the parenting is
that's why
toxic.
I say it's not.
So we just have to create our own reality for that
scenario.
Yeah,
definitely, I do agree with him. There are areas in African parenting skills that are toxic, that I feel like as a parent in the future, I won't treat my child that way.
Yeah, I know some parents are very harsh on their own children or other people's. Like we can see example in our own community where some people curse from morning to night.
Yeah.
So that one I can say is toxic, right? But generalizing every African parenting skills, that is what I disagree with.
I don't really think he was generalizing.
The tweet says what? He's not even like trying to talk specifically about something. He said African parenting, toxic.
Yeah, because he said he has noticed certain trends.
He didn't say some. He didn't say some.
That's why I'm saying that, just like you said, that you're creating scenarios of where you feel like it is justified, and at the same time, I'm creating scenarios where I feel like the parenting skills of our parents are not justified.
How toxic their version of parenting can be.
Yeah, because there are certain parenting skills by African parents that are really toxic. And I created a specific example
You're being compared to someone else,
especially in a very abusive form.
But do you think? Have you ever asked your mom why is she comparing you to someone else? She wants to do better.
I definitely would not want to. Why would I definitely won't ask that. But I knew how I felt. I've seen how parents, especially African parents, talk down on their children, and it is psychological. That's why I say it's more mental. It's more mental than people think.
I always say to myself, if I have a chance, right, of living again, like if I have to choose, how do I want to live, or if I want to go back to how I was brought up, if I have to change anything, you know what I said? I said I'm not going to change a thing, because I know where I am today. If not because the way I was parented. Right? If not the way my parents brought me up, if not the way they hit me when I do something wrong, if not the way they cried, like cuss at me when I'm about to make some mistake, I would be like other people who their parents just like easily like they give them go ahead in every choice or in everything they want to do. And we know how bad that is. We always like regard to some people as a being spoiled kid because they have everything they want. And their parent doesn't even do anything to change where they ask something and say no, right? Like my own version is like if I did something wrong, my mom will not even hate me instantly. She will wait till it's around 4 a.m. and wake me up. It's time for your to right your wrong, man.
But then the issue is, why would you have to wake the child up at that time of the night?
Because they want you to realize your mistake.
Actually sleeping.
The point is, you know, you were going to be flogged for what you did. You're not going to sleep. You're going to stay up all night.
The thing is, do you actually understand that when people are sleeping and you wake them up, there can be a sensory dissolution during that period?
That is wrong.
That even when you wake up to go pee, sometimes you start to feel like you're either staggering or like your head, like you feel dizzy.
That
so why would you want to?
It depends on how much you enjoy the sleep. But
why would you want to wake the child up at the night?
If you do something wrong, your parent, they're not gonna hit you that night. She's not gonna. Your mom she's not gonna beat you that night. She will wait. She will feed you and wake you up 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
The thing is, I didn't experience that, but as a parent, I don't think I will ever do that to my child. Whereby
it's called discipline. It's called discipline.
If definitely I want to discipline the child.
So how are you going to discipline them?
When a child is sleeping, then
they wake them up. That's another way of discipline. Like I love that process, because the thing is, the next time I'm not going to make the same mistake, because I don't want to be waking up 5 a.m.
Come on.
You won't do the same mistake anymore. You make the same mistake. Now you know why I have problem with this new generation. You guys are so soft. So soft to an extent, like you don't even know what discipline means. If your parents do something to you, and you because you have access to internet, you watch how other people are parenting their own children, and now you're giving us an example how people are parenting their own children, and you don't like it when your mom gives an example how another child has been parented.
There's no way I'm gonna wake my child up.
That's you. I will wake my child up 2 a.m. to beat the shit out of you.
In my opinion, that's toxic. And
it's not toxic.
That reiterates what this guy is talking about.
It's not. It's discipline.
Because
what is discipline to you?
At the end of the day, you get to discipline the child.
What is discipline to you?
You get to hit the child. So, but then why does it have to be that time?
Because they don't want you to do it again.
And the thing is, because you hit
you don't
the
have
child,
to be comfortable before. Like if I'm your parent, I don't discipline you when you're comfortable with it.
There's this whole theory about hitting a child or spanking a child, is it actually sustainable or a correctional method for actually disciplining a child, in the sense that how many times do you have to beat a child for that child to actually learn? Because it's not once, it's not twice. If the child does not want to change, the child is not going to change, not because you're spanking that child.
Who is not going to change? Okay, if a child is not going to change, how do you know, even though you don't spank or you're preaching,
if the child is going to change, when you hit that child the first or the second or the third time, why won't that child have changed? Why do you have to repeatedly do that every week?
Okay, if you don't do that and you preach, you nurture them into that mistake, right? You sure they're going to change too?
The bottom line is that, take it or leave it, there are definitely certain part of African parenting skills that I do not agree with, that as a parent in the future I am not going to adopt. So that's just the bottom line for me, which I think are toxic.
To me, I never, if your parents, if they're not beating you for no reason, they're not doing something very bad to you for no reason, there's no part of African parenting that is toxic. To me,
there is no part.
Yeah. The only part that is toxic is like if they're doing something to you that you don't deserve.
No, that's
okay.
That's contradictory. You just said there is no part, and now you say the only part. So
it's not.
You have to make a stand.
Wait, it's not.
My stand is that there are parts that are toxic.
Like the part is the
and
part.
I've created scenarios.
When I say like you see your scenario you created, it's not toxic to me. Because okay, now listen. How do
you know how much that does to a child? I think a lot of things is mental than you think. It's more psychological.
You are an African. What is mental?
So because I'm African, does that mean I have to? I have to accept psychological abuse?
It's not psychological abuse.
No, that's what you're saying.
Psychological superior. That is the point.
No, there's no science that proves that Africans are psychologically superior. If Africans are psychologically prepared,
how do you survive?
Why do we have a lot of Africans that are mad on the street?
How do you survive? How do you survive living in abroad? Living in abroad, even without your parents here, but other people can't even survive living in another country without their parents.
How about
it's a
other
psychological
people?
Superiority.
There are a lot of people living all over the world without their parents.
But
so it's not an African thing.
It's an African thing
it's
because
not.
You travel to another country.
Africans don't even backpack like Europeans.
They don't have to backpack. They come to hustle.
Because backpacking itself takes a lot of psychological strength.
Like
so
what?
Trying to say that Africans are more mentally strong than other people.
Yes,
what science proves that?
There is.
So then, if Africans are more mentally stronger than other people, then why do we have a lot of Africans that are suffering from mental disease and
because we don't have
problems?
Enough psychiatric or enough mental hospital to take care of them.
Because
like a lot of people are mad. That there's a lot of diseases that affect people.
Because I'm African
mentally.
Does not make me psychologically stronger than every other race.
It's like,
science does not prove that.
Let me tell you something. When I say psychologically superior, it means that there's a lot of things you can handle being in Africa. Then you
nothing proves that. There is no science that proves that.
Generation X or generation Y. So let me tell you something, right? If you're
science
Africa,
does not prove that.
There is which science we're gonna tell you.
You have to pull it up. You have to pull the science that proves that Africans are more psychologically superior.
Yeah,
it's just that it's human nature for people to be able to
adapt. It's not human nature. There's a lot of things people cannot even take.
It's human nature for people to adapt. That's why a lot of the things that backpackers go through, the weather and everything, you can't take it.
How do you know?
Because these are things you've confessed.
No, just because they love to do that and we don't love to do that, that is quite different.
There's a difference between loving the art of backpacking, but the conditions that comes with it.
What conditions?
Those conditions are things you do not imagine yourself even going through.
Like what?
Like the places they sleep, the amount of money they live on daily and everything. And these are things you have condemned in the past.
Let me ask you a question. You know how I was brought up, right? Definitely. The same place they slept for 200 baths is even better than where I was brought up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The life they choose to live right now is life we've lived before.
My argument here is that
so there's nothing new
because
what they're doing is not new to me. I've lived that when I even was younger.
Here's my argument.
So what's the point?
My argument is that because a person is African does not mean that person
means you're
is psychological superior
because you can handle a lot of things.
Science does not prove that.
You know, do I have to wait for science to? I can read from people's face. There's a lot of things I can go through.
It's not a fact. It's just your opinion. It's not a fact. And the thing I'm saying, it's human nature.
Does science prove religion?
It's human nature.
No. Does science prove religion?
It's human nature.
I'm asking. Does science prove religion?
Here's what I'm saying. It's human nature for people to adapt to certain situations.
There are some people who cannot adapt.
But saying that Africans are psychologically superior
because we can adapt to any, take us to anywhere and put us there. We're gonna be fine. Okay, considering the weather of Africa, we'll go to another country where the weather is so cold and we'll still survive. We'll not complain about, I want to go back home. We never compare about the heat or the cold. We always feel okay in every situation.
Then there are Scandinavians who are from very cold weather, who are living in maybe in even the Middle East where the weather is extremely hot. So what do you say to that?
They move over there because they can't stand their own weather.
How are you sure?
I've seen a lot of them in Thailand. They don't want to go back to their country. I'm not assuming. I'm not.
You're assuming that they moved there because they are working there.
Scandinavia here. They say no, they don't want to move. I know a guy who moved to Dubai from Finland, and now he moved back to Thailand because he said, I don't want to go back home. It's too cold over there. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. Why do you think they are moving to Thailand in a very higher rate?
Because Africans...
How do you think they are moving to Thailand in a very higher rate?
Because Africans can move to other countries and survive and adapt. Does not mean other people, other races cannot.
I'm asking people who...
So, throwing around the word that Africans are psychologically
superior
there is no science that proves that.
Tell me which science that proves religion that you're a believer of.
It's a basic thing for humans to be able to adapt.
You know the problem. Don't throw me.
And even saying that
this scientific
bullshit. Here's
there's a lot of things.
Okay, now here's my catch. You saying that Africans are more psychologically superior is racist.
Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth!
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It is racist.
Yes. That is why we have white supremacists that believe they are all psychological
And the
superior.
thing is, we fall into this spiral whereby because they are white supremacists,
And that is why we have to talk
mean,
about our own traditional talk every episode about African racists. So that you're falling for my own trap. It's a setup.
The thing is,
so
we don't have to fall into this slippery slope of whereby because they are white supremacists mean there have to be different racial groups that promote racism. At the end of the day, it does not serve any purpose because we just go on.
Let me
back and forth.
Let me ask you one simple question, right? If a white, if we have an interracial marriage, right? In an interracial marriage, why is it that even the girl or the family, the female or the male, if any of them is black, right, and they give birth to a baby, the baby always considered to be black first, even before white or before any other race or before Asian?
No, like I didn't get that. Like,
okay,
if
in
any of them,
interracial marriage,
yeah,
right, in any interracial marriage,
mm-hmm.
and the offspring always considered to be black. If like it has to be with like black, white, black, Asian, black or whatever, the baby always considered to be black first before any other race.
Why is the baby considered? Because oftentimes you can actually see that in the skin color of
so
the
what is
person.
that? The skin color or the DNA?
You can actually see, a lot of times you can see it in the skin color of the person. So in describing that person, coloration is used as describing the person. How many people describe people by DNA? How many people actually describe people by DNA?
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you know the same color tone would be like almost the same color of other races? Like we have Indians who have the same color tone of like interracial a mixed blood, and we have like Arab who has the same color. Why they always consider to be black first, even before considered to be seen as other races? That's what I'm saying. Like even a drop of 1% of blood or African blood or black blood in any interracial marriage always have these higher rates. Like if they go through the DNA, they always see the blackness first. That's the point.
How are you sure they see the blackness first in DNA test?
Confirmed. Even the white people don't want to even see any drop of blackness in you. Even a drop, even the one they have. Like,
when you say even the white people don't want to, if you say even the white people, that's a blanket statement. It's
not a blanket statement. You just have to deal with it.
There are some black people. There are some white people who wants to feel like black, who wants a drop of black in their blood. So saying even the white people,
like when I say
without making specific statement as some white people.
When I say even the white people, is like you will always be considered black first by any white person, even though you have 1% of blackness in you.
I don't think every white people consider a person that has those genes. There are a lot of white people who have even African descendant in African DNA within their body, like especially those who've gone for this DNA test and everything, and they're still considered white by people and generally even by themselves. So saying
not to the
white people, you have to be making
how many of them? How many percent?
You have to be. I'm not going to throw around words like that. I'm not sure of. Just like you're generalizing that white people. Without making specifics.
How many do you know? Do you know any white person that has like a drop of blackness in them? They have the access to use the N-word because they can always fall back to it. Yeah.
Okay, I think a popular case is that of Rachel Dolezal or whatever.
She wants to be. She don't have any drop.
How are you sure she doesn't have
a drop? She
doesn't.
The DNA proof otherwise. She doesn't.
She doesn't have her DNA out there.
Why she don't have to do it?
She doesn't have her DNA out there. So you're saying the DNA shows that she doesn't have a drop.
The mom and dad said that.
There are
she
people,
doesn't.
There are
she
people,
said she
there
feel
are
like
white.
She feel like.
Yes, exactly.
She feel like.
So
she don't have any DNA support.
She's not denying herself as being white.
Yeah.
She just feels black.
Yeah,
and there are white people out there who has drops of black in them.
If they have the drop and they are aware of that, they are black.
I don't know if having 1% of black makes you black.
Yes, it is.
At the end of the day, people like recognize themselves as what they want to be.
No, you don't just say that.
There are black
so there's
people,
no black people who will recognize themselves to be white.
Well, there are people oh, come on. There are people who are Nigerians who will tell you they are not Nigerians.
Yeah, saying you're not Nigerians is different.
It's all about perception. How is it different?
But
it's all perception.
We're talking about the color. We're talking about the color. You being black and you say you're white. It's not good.
There are people who are lighter skinned and they'll tell you, I'm not black.
How we
because they don't want to be seen as that. They don't want to be recognized as that.
Race. You're not black. How do you claim that just because you're light skinned and you say you're not black?
So then how do you claim the fact that you're Nigerian and you don't want to claim it because you've been in other countries and you have
the only person who is in Nigeria who doesn't want to claim to be in Nigeria is like only if
not only person. There are a lot of people.
Yeah, because they're stupid. A lot. Because they're ashamed of where
it's their choice. Who are you to question their choice? It's their choice to want to identify.
I don't have to question it, but no, they feel stupid saying
they want to identify as this.
But they don't even have the passport. That's a lie. They know they're lying.
That's their choice.
It's not a choice.
That's the choice they're making.
It's not a choice. Your line is not a choice. It's what you're aware of.
If they have a different citizenship or nationality,
yeah, if they have both, yeah, that's okay.
Then there are people who have both, deny. And they just deny that. I'm not.
If you have both, but if you don't have any, you deny you know this. That makes you stupid.
They want to identify because we live in this sensitive world where identification has become more of a choice, and people just want us to like take it like. In the sense that
we're just looking for validation.
They'd be like, identification. I'm identifying as transgender, or I'm identifying as gay.
Validation.
And you have to respect that. So if a person comes and be like, I'm not identifying as Nigerian, then
if you're Nigerian but you're not identifying as Nigerian, that means you're stupid.
Then who are you to question that?
I'm questioning that.
Because at the end of the day, when you say things that offends people or that does not really align with their own ideology, then it'd be like, why are you questioning what I identify as?
Your other room.
See, I have problem with this generation. I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of conservative or have this ideology of the past. I always see this new generation as being soft. You know, there's a lot of people like so much of things they're learning these days and questioning is like sometimes they question who they really are. All right, I don't have to fall for that thing. I'm not here for that bullshit. I have to keep it 100%, like black power. I have to keep it real. I have to keep it real for sure. I have to keep it real, 100% black and mentally and psychologically
superior. Those are your words.
I would not say superior.
Those are the words you use on camera. It's recorded.
Nah, I'm taking that back. we are mentally tough. I'm mentally tough.
I'm not even gonna go back and forth on this argument about.
There's a lot of things we can handle that a lot of people can't handle. So we just have to accept that fact.
And there are a lot of things other people can handle that black people can't handle.
Give me one example. Aside from play with snake.
No. Well, you just give yourself an example. There are things that you will see.
But the people, but most of the people who can handle those things, they're still scared of black people. That's what I'm saying. Why?
There are people. Generally, there are people who are scared of black people, and
but they can play with lion. But they can play with lion.
And the thing is, you just made a joke about white people can play with snakes and black people can. But the thing is, when you go on social media, you see things that is being done out there, and you hear black people say like, black people don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, we don't.
It's true. There are things that other people can do. But
my point is, most of those people are doing that. They're still scared of black people. That is my point. You can be playing with lion, but still scared of a fellow human being like you.
Yeah, I think it comes down to. I don't think it's just some. And the thing is,
some,
yeah. Even as much as you have that, there are even there are black people not really scared of white people, but I'll just say they are afraid or see them as superior.
Yeah, we always that is one of our problems. We always see the white people as superior.
So it's not even
without even considering the fact that we are mentally tough.
It's not even a case of fear. It's a case of seeing yourself as being inferior to white people. So
it's because of what we've
depends
seen from the TV, we watch from the TV, and the things we always think that. Come on, man! It's not this. You can't just wake up as a kid and they place a white person behind you and you totally think this person is superior. It's like it's the media. The media has created that.
Exactly. That's fear. Because there are some black people, especially predominantly in Africa, who thinks that white people are superior than them. I don't feel that way.
I never felt that way.
I've never felt threatened by any white person. I don't feel afraid of any white person or any race. And that's just who I am. Because of that, I'm not going to generalize that everyone is like me. And at the same time, I'm not going to generalize that white people are afraid of black people because of their skin color or whatever it is that the media has projected black people to be predators or aggressive people. So it's all about perception and individual choices and how you understand the black community.
I don't know, but what I know and what I'm going to stand with is we African, we are mentally tough.
That's anecdotal evidence.
We are mentally tough.
You're making that statement because of yourself and people around you.
It's not because of myself and people around me.
There's nothing that proves that to be true.
There is a lot of things that prove that to be true.
It's just a perception.
It's not an opinion.
So it's not a fact. It's not truth.
It is a fact.
How is it a fact? What proves it to be a fact?
It is a fact.
What then prove how it's a fact?
Okay, considering how media, how they have portrayed Africans or the black people, how a lot of, do you know how many psychological effects that created on us, like moving to another person's country and be treated like a shit and still be able to act like a normal human being, and still be able to keep your cool, and still be able to keep your mental toughness and still doing your things, even when they see you as one of the come on, man. That is how many people can stand that? Tell me if that happens to white, if there will not be a lot of news about that, or people whining about that shit.
What proves your theory to be a fact is that people being able to migrate and have economic success is what proves that.
It's not only that. It's not only
that's what you're using, but
it's not only
do not forget.
That's just one of the examples. How many people go
but do not forget that there are millions of Indians that have moved all across the world.
Yes,
they have been economically successful.
But did they treated them? Were they treated like a shit? Not in Africa. Not in Africa.
There are a lot of Chinese people that have moved all over the world that have been economically
but not in Africa. You are only picking one side of my facts.
That's the only side you've got.
That's the only side. That I said, like, how many people will move to another person's country and be treated like a shit and still be able treated like a shit.
In your paradigm, what does being treated like a shit means?
Being racially abused, being regularly stopped by police, not offering
that's a mental thing. That's a psychological thing.
But we still stand by it. We still tough.
How about the Indians, the Chinese, and the white people that have been to Africa as expats that have been robbed? They have been kidnapped in Nigeria.
That is robbed, kidnapped. Are they getting paid well?
It's also psychological.
Will you get kidnapped if you're not getting paid well?
That's even worse than racial profiling, if you know.
It's worse.
Being kidnapped. Is worse than racial profiling.
Man, what are you saying?
Being kidnapped is worse than racial profiling.
So you're telling me every white and every Chinese in Africa being kidnapped? All of them?
I'm not saying all of them is being kidnapped. Is every black people being racially profiled?
Yes. 99%. 99%. Don't tell me that.
That's such a lie.
Man.
There are lots of black people.
Give me one example in this country that has not been racially profiled.
Lots of African Americans in this country that will tell you they've never been stopped.
Come on, man. What are you saying? So I don't know the one you made. I've met a lot of them.
Yes.
And the one who whined.
That's why I said it's anecdotal. Because those are personal experiences and people you know.
Just because people are
that
not
doesn't make it a fact.
It doesn't mean that it's not happening. What about the girl that wrote a blog about how she was treated?
Because it's happened to her. Do you know
how many
everybody has experienced it?
A lot of black people.
I have experienced racial profiling here. It is common, but that does not mean every black person in Thailand has experienced racial profiling. As well as not every white people in Nigeria has been kidnapped. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying 99.9% of Africans or black people living in this country has been racially profiled.
That's your statistics. You do not know the number of Africans living in this country, and you do not know the number of Africans that actually be racially profiled.
I've been to a hotel in Pattaya, and the white person is going to the hotel even without using passport. I have to drop my passport before I could be able to book a room.
I think that's a general rule. That's not even a case of racial profiling.
But white people just went in without using passport.
Do you
So
know
how
if
do you say that?
they previously have a room
they
there or
came
not?
to book the same moment I was there.
There's a law that states that
States
everybody
that.
who books a
I
hotel
know. I'm saying
must drop their ID.
I have to drop my, not even drop your
That's
ID.
that's not even a case. That's not even a case of
passport.
racial profiling. That's a case of negligence. That they are not following the law that states that
because the things
must
like the other people are more trustworthy.
You think that, but you don't know whatever decision the person has made to let the white person go in first. The decision? But there is, when you talk about racial profiling in this sense, is that that's a business, and there's already a law in the country that says that everybody.
You're trying to defend this so bad.
I'm not trying to defend this. I've been a victim of racial profiling, but that does not mean I shouldn't be open-minded to certain scenarios.
We went to Tesco together. Right?
Yeah.
And you know what happened?
I saw that event.
So
yeah.
what was that?
And after that, I've seen many Thai people that have been stopped.
After that?
Yes.
But
and I've never been stopped since then.
Why not with us?
They randomly choose people they want to stop. And I've seen many.
They choose 4 black guys.
And I have seen many.
But they choose 4 black guys.
So yes, when that happened, here it is.
That's coincidence.
When that happened, when we're coming out and they asked to see our receipts, and we saw it, we felt like, okay, racial profiling. I agreed with you, but being there so many times, especially in a week, I've been there so many times, and I've seen Thai people and other people that have been stopped. So then it just happens, okay, this is a random selection that is being done.
Random. Come on, how do you?
Okay, because you've experienced it. There's no okay. Now, do the Thai people who have been randomly stopped now claim racial profiling or whatever in their own country?
How could you call that a random stop? A 4 black guy was stopped and they let other people go.
And okay, now how do you now make the choice between Thai people being stopped to show their receipt and me being let go?
Wait, I don't have the problem.
Do you now call that preferential treatment for a black man?
Maybe because you were alone. But it was
and the other people who were stopped. Some people were two people in a group, or some people were one.
Okay, my point is the point you're making is not everybody at the same time and ask for receipt.
The point you're making is not a point of numbers. It's a point of race.
Yes,
that we were stopped because we were black.
100%.
That was what I
you agreed.
I agreed. That was what my initial thought. But having had so many visits to that same place, I've seen Thai people and Western people who have been stopped.
Same security.
It's not the same person. It's different security. So it's not a policy. It's just a choice. It's the discretion of the security officer at that time to choose who he or she wants to randomly stop.
So we were randomly 4 black guys, and it's not racist.
Okay, the Thai people who are being stopped and me being let go. How do you now say that? How do you
different security? We're dealing with individualism right now.
Okay,
she might be racist.
The thing is, the person that stopped us, the person might be racist. I don't know.
But she saw us paying. She saw us.
I don't know. I don't know if she saw us making.
That was why I was angry. She was standing there, and
the
she saw us paying.
From personally, when that event happened, I thought it was racial profiling. It was, but having gone there a couple of times and I see, I've been there a lot random security issue that before I got stopped that very day. And the reason I got angry was because it was 4 of us, and she saw us paying. The thing is, the problem
they've never randomly stopped anybody, and after making payment, and you're going out in Tesco and asking for your receipt.
I've seen that happen many times. So it's not like. Because I'm making this defense does not mean I'm trying to downplay racial profiling in Thailand. Racial profiling in Thailand happens a lot. I am a victim almost every now and then. So it's like me defending my oppressors. But at the same time, we have to be very conscious of not just making generalizations. And
this is not like sometimes when event happens consistently, it becomes a fact. We have just to roll with it. There's nobody going to make the statistics, or nobody going to. That's why, like I always say, like when I'm dealing with numbers, you have to give room for error. Like if I think something is like normally 100%, I was still like 90%. But when something constantly happened and people complaining about this, like maybe a lot people who come here for visit might not experience that, But if you live in here, if you live in Thailand for like 2-3 years, yeah, I'm saying like people who we say they have never been stopped in Thailand, maybe they only come for visit. But there's no way you'll be living in Thailand for 2 or 3 years as a black person, you're telling me you've never been stopped. That means you probably not living in Bangkok.
Yeah, that definitely happens.
Yeah, because
I think outside
Bangkok, people get treated
and
like
at the same time, it depends where you're living in. Like, because when I was living in Rankamheng, I was getting stopped almost every day. And since I've been living where I'm living for the past 2 years, maybe I've only been stopped once or twice.
Maybe because you changed your mode of transportation.
That's because I changed my location. So the geography of where a person lives is also a factor to racial profiling.
Where you're living right now used to be like the point before.
Exactly, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
so
used to be like even the red zone.
Exactly, I heard that. So, but I've not really experienced
that. But your point is like you go straight from house, BTS, they take a taxi or take Uber. You see how you communicate?
I know commuting is a factor, but I think I've been mostly present and I've been using motorbikes and other forms of
transport. I always use motorbike.
I can be stopped, and I think maybe I've been stopped maybe twice or thrice within the past 2 years. So, which is a factor to why I feel like, okay, it happens to me. Like I'm a victim, but at the same time, there are people out there who have not been victim of this, and that's why when we tell them our stories, they can't relate.
It's hard,
they have no choice but to empathize with us.
It's hard to say that. I've never like maybe sometimes we don't have a deep discussion.
But let's not get it twisted that I'm trying to hold brief for the oppressors. Definitely not. But at the same time, there are just certain scenarios that warrant a person to be open-minded.
I understand your point. Okay, but when we went to Holland, we wanted to go out with our passport, and they said, for what?
No. You can't compare those countries.
That's what I'm saying. Like we wanted to go out with our passport. They said for what? Why do we have to go out with passport? No. But here
there are research that proves that Southeast Asia is a really racial geography within Asia and within the world.
So you will accept my percentage?
And the thing is,
99%.
No, and at the same time, when you look at these countries, like the country you're comparing to the Netherlands, like it's a country that has...
It's more diverse.
It's very diverse and it has anti-racial laws.
Yeah.
Compared to Thailand, that I don't really think has such, and even discrimination or racial discrimination is more like a policy whereby you hear of black eagle or whatever.
Yeah, well, I think we cover that.
It's even a government policy. Yeah. So how can you challenge that how can you make a comparison between both?
That is what I'm saying. Even the racism is not only on us.
It's not even an individual racism. It's systemic.
Skinned. If you're dark skinned as a Thai,
exactly. So we're not even only the victim.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's black. If you're dark skinned, and there's this news going around in Thailand as they have this whitening surgery for penis. You've seen that?
Okay, never heard of that.
Oh, you're not on Facebook, man.
No, I'm not on Facebook. I don't know Facebook.
They're sharing. Wait, let me find it, man. There's even I think BBC covered that. There's a lot of news outlets cover that, like lightning, penis lightning.
But then what difference does that actually make?
I don't know. Wait, let me find it. Even this Australian news.com say penis whitening in Bangkok, white thread is taken off.
Yeah, the thing is, The problem is why would anyone actually want
And
to do
even
this?
New York Daily News even carried it.
Then I've not seen it.
Yeah,
but
it's
then,
been going on social media. It's been trending for like 2 or 3 days right now.
yeah, it's crazy in the sense that why would anyone want to do that?
See,
But
men in Thailand are lighting up. About 100 men a month are going to Lelos Hospital in Bangkok to have their penis bleached in a $650 5 session laser whitening treatment. So you see,
it is what it is. Like people
man.
just make whatever choices they make, but I don't really think it's a smart choice. I don't think it's the best, but who am I to decide what people want
this
to
exactly
choose to
picture
be?
that is going on.
Like, yo, y'all know we got black dicks, man. So why would I want to change that?
I will never change that for nothing, man. For nothing, man.
I don't know the motivation for these things.
I don't think there's any motivation there. People just love following trends.
There are definitely motivations for
what?
Like,
what is it? It's not going to make your dick bigger. It's not going to make you perform better. It's not going to add anything. It's not going to add any value to your life. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's going to see your penis aside person you're fucking with.
Because you don't know does not mean there is no reason. There are definitely selling points for it that people buy into. That okay, they say this is this can do this, so let me do it. So there's definitely a reason to it. There's definitely a selling point
individual reasons
that makes people be like, okay, let me go get this. So that may be the motivation for their choices, the choices people have made to do this.
The problem I have with motivation is, before I get motivated to do something, I have to consider what the impact that very thing is going to have in my life. What is my benefit? But in this case, there's no any benefit. You are not a penis model.
Well, maybe you need to actually have a conversation with someone who've had it.
For what?
Yeah, because then you can.
About the penis.
There's no way you can just.
If that will make your penis bigger or will make it perform more better. I will have.
You can't just come up and say that there is no reason behind it, or you don't benefit anything from it.
How do you judge people's decision? If there's no benefit,
that's exactly what you're doing, because you're judging it that
I'm asking you, like, people
no
judge
benefit.
people's decision.
And
when
I feel like
people say do something, you judge that decision. That you question their choice making. That's what I'm doing. I'm questioning what's the motivation. So they might have a reason, but I try to consider every reason behind that. Maybe it's make your penis bigger.
But you can't find one. But I'm saying, like, if you have a conversation with a person who've done that, they will be able to tell you this is why I did it.
Do you know some people do something because they see people doing it?
Definitely, that happens. And it's also a reason because I see that person is doing it. I think that's
is that a good enough reason?
Well, I think we consciously or subconsciously do that a lot.
For what? How?
Because we see someone doing certain things, we'll just be like, okay, that thing is good.
If
I
that
do it too.
benefit is good. You say that is the point. If it's good, it's better your life.
Benefit is relative in terms of when you talk about benefit. Like, some people, what counts as benefit to them is maybe financial gains. And some people, what counts as benefit to them is...
You know what I'm trying... What I was expecting from you? I was expecting to talk about satisfaction. Maybe they feel satisfied when they do it, but not benefit.
There's no way I'm going to make brief take or for anyone who's done it.
It's only for satisfaction. It's only
none of
just
my
to
business.
make themselves feel better. There's not any external benefit related to that.
I don't know why they make the choices they've made. I don't want to know because I don't plan to get that. I don't want to question
So why you don't want to do it?
Because I don't want it.
Why?
Why would you question my decisions?
Because I want to know why you don't want it.
Because I'm fine in my black skin.
You love what you have, right?
Exactly.
And if you do it, there's no benefit for you.
I don't know. I don't care.
I'm asking, if you choose not to do it, why?
Why I choose not to do it? Because I'm comfortable with my skin.
And you take your own. And if there's no any external
I don't
benefit,
have the money to spend on such frivolities.
Okay, so if someone is like, okay, now let's talk about money. If the hospital said they want to offer that for you for free, will you do it?
I'm not doing it. There's no way I'm doing it.
What if they want to pay you?
There's no way. That could be a reason to do it.
If they want to pay you?
That could be a reason to do it. Duh, I'm making money. Duh.
You see, that's the benefit I'm talking about. You're making money out of it. But if they're not paying you, and you have to be the one paying, will you do it? No.
It's a matter of choice. Like even if you pay me and I feel like the money is
It's
not
not
worth
enough. Exactly, it's not enough, right?
what I'm trading off, I won't do it.
That's
but
the
if I
benefit
feel
I'm
like
talking
it's
about.
worth, so but I don't know why
And there's
people
no-
are
there's
doing
no
it. I
internal
don't know their
satisfaction for that,
motivation.
right?
I don't care. Whatever it is that you feel like doing with your body, it's all yours. Because I feel like we've come to that stage in life where there is let me say absolutism when it comes to choice, that people can absolutely make whatever choice they want. You see people get piercings, people get tattoos, people strip naked and do all sort of things on Instagram and whatnot.
And we give
that's
them
their choice.
we give them the pass.
We give them a pass because that's the
because
choice.
we don't want to question their choice because we
what
think
they
we
decide to do with their body.
Yeah. And the problem I'm having with this generation is because you can't even question any decision people are making, even though it's wrong or right.
That's because we've actually come to that stage in evolution.
And then if you question their decisions, like you shaming them.
I don't know. I don't think questioning a person's decision definitely means you're shaming the person. But
Let's take for instance people who strip naked on Instagram. If you question that, like, your body shaming them, like, that's what I'm gonna say.
A lot of time they just try to go that route because they feel like that's where they can make that point to seek empathy from other people. Like, oh, your body shaming, because a lot of people are always going to go behind that body shaming bandwagon because it sells, like it elicits empathy from people, right? So, and I don't really want to talk about body shaming because basically you can't say anything sensitive to people now. Like, everybody's sensitive as fuck. So, like, I was fat. I was almost obese. And
the reason you got into fitness is because you hate people talking down on you like that.
Not
right?
People talking down on me.
Or people saying you like that.
No.
Or you're not okay with yourself anymore.
I wasn't okay because I remember the first time we played soccer when I got back from Nigeria in July 2013. We played soccer at Arena 10. Within 5 minutes, I already passed out. Like, I was dizzy, and there was actually a tackle I made, and I fell down. That I was just there for like a couple of minutes, and I already knew, like, like, my fitness level was like definitely gone, and I didn't want that, especially for a young man. But I could have easily had diabetes and any other disease coming from how I was. So I just decided to make that health choice.
But do you know, back home, if you were still back home, it will be difficult for you to make the choice, because as soon as you get into that side, people believe in you making money.
Definitely, because there is that perspective to it, especially in Nigeria, that once you're fat or once you're big,
that means you're
then
rich.
That means you're rich, that you have a lot of money, like you can afford to buy alcohol, you can afford to buy food.
To eat whatever you
so,
want.
But I think that mentality is gradually changing because women are starting to feel like, oh, I deserve a man who has six-pack too and who's loaded, so I can have it both. Like, they're starting to feel like I can have it both ways, whereby you're balling, you have money and you still have six-pack, or you look fit, instead of just settling for a guy with big belly and then money. So everybody wants to have it all in life, And
but let me ask you something. Even though that period, if someone just walks to you and asks you, "Oh, why you fat boy?" Will you get angry, or will you?
There was no way I was going to get angry, because where I was coming from,
it was
the mentality has the value has already been built for who I am as a person. So, and the value that was built to my body type was that you're a big boy. You have money. You're rich. You're wealthy. You're affluent. So whatever it is you said wouldn't have really gotten to me, because that was the mentality I still had as to my body type at that stage. But medically, I was starting to feel like, yo, man, if you continue this way, then you probably die in your 30s, or you probably start to have different issues. So I just decided to like.
But there are many people as big as you were then that don't even have any, like, they don't even think of changing themselves or go for their body transformation?
It's a matter of perception. Like they
exactly.
know what
that has to do with individual.
like
right?
I know,
And there are people like a lot of like Ima. No matter how big you call him, like you fat boy, he doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Because to him, he felt like he's okay. So if within himself, like his self-esteem is up there, and he's within his body system, he feel like he's healthy, and he doesn't need to make any tweak to it, then good. But for me, I saw the need to actually change my body type, and the moment I did that, I think that was one of the best decisions I've made, and I just had to like
before the reason you get that to that stage was because you neglect fitness.
I neglected fitness. I was just
you don't want to give a shit about playing football, just like eating, walking, focusing on school and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not as if you was born like that.
No,
that wasn't your original
side. I've seen my photos from 2004, and I was skinny as hell.
Yeah, so it's
like I don't even want people to see that photo of me. So then now when I look back, even my photo from 2008, 9, and when I look back, I'll be like, wow, I was really skinny, but I made really bad choices as to the things I chose to eat within a 4 years or a 3 years.
My point is, I don't know, but I've never been body shamed before because I've always like maintained a very normal weight since I was like 12 till not until 2015, 2016 where I started like growing out of shape a little bit because I stopped like when I got injured playing football, so I stopped for a while. The point is, don't fall into this trap of you guys crying about body shaming. If there's a need for you to transform yourself, just go for it. If you're fat, you're fat. If you're skinny, you're skinny. There's no way I'm going to see you as a fat person and call you a skinny person. It's not going to work. When you're fat, you're a fat person. And if you're skinny as fuck. So if you feel the need of transforming yourself, go for it. If you feel the need of eating more, eat. And when people trying to identify you by your physical appearance, don't get angry about that. You cannot be fat and I'll refer to you as that skinny girl. It's not gonna work. If I don't know your name, even when people still calling me black, that black boy, because I know that's the only way they can identify me. I'm black.
Even when you see a fat person and you decide to call the person, oh, that slim person, it is taken sarcastically, like, oh, you're actually calling me a fat person.
But so if you call them fat, it's like you're body shaming me.
Exactly. So that's why when it comes down to like talking to people about their body, I usually try to like tread with trepidation so that
the point is because you don't want to offend them,
and that's the sensitivity we're talking about.
We don't want to
people
offend
are really
nobody.
sensitive.
Yeah.
So yeah. So to me, it has a lot to do with the psychology of a person, especially when you tell them. People don't really look at it from the angle that if you call them what they really are, that you're being honest with them. They just feel like you have this ulterior motives to shame them. And the easiest thing for them to say is, oh, this person body shamed me. That way they can have empathy and people can help boost their self-esteem. But deep down, they know like the reality doesn't change. It is what it is.
So people would rather cry for help and get hurt
just to get their hopes up high than,
and when they really know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with people, man. You just have to accept the fact that if you're fat, you're fat. If you feel the need of changing yourself, just go for it. And if you're skinny, you're skinny. I'm not just going to sugarcoat anything just because I don't want to hurt your feelings, or I want you to seem as being polite or being
I don't like hurting people's feelings, so
at a point you have to.
I usually don't say those things. Like
so how do you call
I'll just be politically correct.
That's the point we are at this stage.
We're in the age of political correctness.
And this is going to get worse every day. It's going to keep going.
Definitely.
At a point, we can't even say someone's name anymore because they will feel like some type of way, you know. And we have to stop this. Like, we just have to stop it at this point and back to, if I say we should go back to the back, that means it's going to hurt us too. Because the racists, we have the power to do whatever they want, you know.
Yeah.
So Okay. I don't know, man. It's too complicated to talk about. So what else do you have to talk about?
Well, it's been already 2 hours on the podcast,
my
so
God,
gotta go.
This is the longest we've been so far, right?
Yeah.
So
thank you everyone for the views, and we hope to keep giving you every new episode weekly.
And for the third episode, it's still late. You have to hold him responsible for that. It's not my
Yeah. I've been sick, so I've been working
with
hard. But I got videos up there, like
full
full episode. I'll just say, like, watch the full episode on SoundCloud. Just listen to the full episode on SoundCloud. But there are tidbits of the videos on YouTube. Like, I got short videos.
So now you own them 2 videos, episode 3 and episode 4.
I'm owing episode 4, but for episode 3, I got like short videos. I'm gonna release like short videos, not like a whole full episode. But like the interesting conversations. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that would be good. So on this episode, are we going to release the entire episode? Or
yeah, I'll try to like have it all up there
next week. You promise?
Yeah, sure.
He's promising. Hold him.
I have to do it before I go back to uni. Next week.
Uni start. Oh shit.
So by weekend, I gotta get it out.
Yeah, I have class tomorrow.
The earlier you give me the audio, the better.
Okay, you getting the audio tomorrow.
Most times I just load the video files, and then I'm waiting for the audio to match.
And there's and the problem with rendering is, like, even though you render the video and you put the audio, you still have to render everything.
Exactly. Like,
oh yeah, that was my bad. I'll make sure I'm done with the audio real quick, so that we can get the new episode out on time. We just want to thank you guys for the support. The support is pouring in, and the comment about the video episode 3 that is not releasing. I think you guys will have the episode 4 on time this time. We'll work really fast on that and try to keep on.
Sure. First episode for the year, so it's gotta be off and running.
Thank you guys. It's me, Authority, aka Woli.
This is Groovin Tony signing out from the other room.
Thank you guys. This is the other room
podcast.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.